All right, hello everyone, Rob here with precodecamp.com, and in this video we're going to show you how we can create just a very simple input field with a search button on the right hand side of it. I kind of got inspired a little by something that looks like this on the Bootstrap website, right, where we have this input field and then we have this little button here on the right hand side. And how do they get it to be smashed together and butted up right next to each other to make it look decent? So that's what we're going to talk about today with this video lesson. Now, of course, as always, feel free to like and subscribe. We definitely enjoy all the interactions that we do get on any of our videos. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, below this video, you're going to see a link that's going to take you to this right here. We have some starter code because really this video is all going to be about CSS. Now, I have a simple, very simple little search box container. That's what we have right here, where we're just trying to push this down here just a little bit to get it visually for your training purposes. So you can really just ignore that. That's why that part here is already filled in. Now, as far as these other classes that we've created for you, we're just going to fill them in with some properties to get us that same look and that same feeling that we saw from the Bootstrap that we saw earlier. So the first thing that we're going to go down here to is the search box itself. Now this one's going to be a real simple one, and our goal of this one is just to smash these two elements really close together. And the way that we're going to do that is with a display flex. So we're just going to do a display flex and make sure we put that semicolon in there, and you can kind of see already that they are smashed together. Now, some of the things that we want to break apart in this is if I do zoom in to this, notice that we have these rounded corners we really don't want. And again, this is sharing a line that we see right here. So the way that we're going to work around this is we're going to first target the input field, and then we're going to target the button. And then we're going to just apply a few button effects to get it to have a hover state as well as an active state. So that's going to be our plan of attack. Let's go ahead and start with it. So the search box input, that's what we're targeting here in this CSS class selector. And we're just going to do a few things to this. We're going to go ahead and let's make the width of this. We're going to set it to 250 pixels. So I'm just going to do width 250 pixels. Next, we want the padding of this, and this is just to get it visually pleasing for the eye. We're going to do padding 10 pixels, and let's go ahead and increase the font size, and let's make that 16 pixels as well. All right, so it's already looking a little bit better to the eye. Now let's go ahead and fix some of these border issues that we're trying to fix with this. So we're going to do a border here. We're going to set that to 1 pixel. We're going to hit the space bar. We're going to make sure that that's a solid. And then for the surrounding, we're going to put it with the hashtag of 3 zeros for the color of the border. So we got 1 pixel, solid, and then the hashtag there, 0. Next, we would like to make sure that the right side of this border isn't happening. So the way to remove that is we'll just target the right side of the border with a border right, and we're going to set that to none. Now visually we can already see that that right side is no longer gone, is no longer there, but we do have the button, and the button's going to be the closer aspect of this little search field. So back to the CSS. One of the things that we will also take care of while we're in this search box is notice when we click on it, we get this little blue outline. Let's go ahead and make that outline, and let's just not make it happen at all. So we'll do an outline. We're going to set that to none. And that's going to help us with when we enter that input field, that we don't get that blue glow that comes naturally from the browser. All right, so our search inbox is looking good. I think we're done with it. Let's go ahead and move on to the button itself. So now we have the search box button to worry about. And again, we're just going to apply a few pieces of styling for this. We're going to do a padding of 10 pixels. Next, we're going to go ahead and make the fonts the exact same font size that we had for the input field. Remember, this only targeted the input field. Well, we can come down here and apply the same thing. So we can do font size and make that match. We should see our search text font size, increase there, like we did. And for this button, we're going to do the exact same border that we have up here, but we're going to go ahead and copy this and move it down here. And that gave us the border that we wanted. And notice that once we added that, if I bring my mouse over the search button, my mouse pointer still stays a pointer. And if you're accustomed to any kind of website, you would expect the mouse pointer to change. And let's go ahead and change that, that cursor. We'll do a cursor, and we're going to set that to pointer. And now when we move over the search button, we now get our normal feature that we are accustomed to having when we come over a button. Now, as far as the background color, this is something that you can choose as well. Feel free to utilize the colors that I'm choosing for this example here. So we're going to do the background color, and we're going to set that to hashtag F0, 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 and make sure that we end that with a semicolon. All right, so that gave it a nice little gray. And then the last thing that we're going to do here, well, we'll actually come back to it, is for when we're hovering over it, we would like to have a nice little transition. So I'm going to move on down to the hover part to kind of deal with a few issues for it. So notice that when we move our mouse over here, we don't get that little effect of the color changing, the background color changing. And so we can do that. And the color that I'm going to use for this is just a little bit of a darker gray than what we currently see. So this right here, we're utilizing the pseudo class here of hover. And so anytime the mouse comes over this element, it's going to give us the background color of this darker gray. Now, in order to make this a little prettier, we can go ahead and add a transition effect to our button itself that I told you about. And we'll even put in a little extra comment in here to make sure that you understand that. But we want the transition, we want the background color, we want it to transition. And it's going to go 0.3 seconds, and then it's going to ease into the effect, and then it's going to ease out. So that's what this little softer effect will do for your transition background color when it comes to the button itself. So again, this is on the button, not the hover effect here. So it's slowly going to transition the background color because we're changing it right here. Now the last part here that we're going to tackle is, notice that I'm clicking on this. I know you can't see that on my end, but I am definitely clicking on this, and we would expect some sort of click visual if the search button is being clicked. And the way that we're going to attack this is through the search box with the button and then the active pseudo class here. So what would we like to do for that? Well, let's go ahead and change the background color, and we're just going to use the 3 C's, the hashtag. So now if I click on it, we now get a little bit of a click effect. Let's spice that up just a little bit by adding a transform and adjust the scale of it. So now we can come over here and we can add a transform, and then we can utilize this scale, meaning that it's going to shrink a little, 0.98. It's just going to be little. Feel free to play around with these numbers too. Use 0.5 if you want. But now when we click on it, you notice how it just shrinks. It's a little bit smaller and gives us a little more effect of the user response of knowing that they actually clicked on it. So that's really all we had for this lesson. Pretty simple. If you could follow along by adding some of these properties to each one of these classes and following along and seeing where we came from and where we can go with some simple CSS. All right. So again, I'm Rob with Pre-Code Camp. If you enjoyed this, make sure that you like and subscribe. We're always putting out more and more videos. We'll see you next time.